Today I am revisiting the flip-flop envelope. While I really like how this turns out in terms of looks, I think that I could make some improvements upon the design. So I've attached together over 30 envelopes here, and I've stuffed them with various things using different decorations. Some of them have windows, some of them do not. But there's a couple things that I think that I could do better on. One is I kind of overstuffed it. I didn't leave enough room for things to have space to expand. And in some of these cases, the attachments could have used a little more reinforcement. So those are a couple things that I'm thinking about. And in addition to that, I have just joined Creating with Jovi's design team as a guest design member. And for my first project, I picked out this Peacock digital, of course. So let me flip through some of the images here. So these background images are printed on 60-pound hammer mill cardstock, which I really like because it is fairly sturdy, really smooth, and it's not quite cardstock, but it is fairly heavyweight for printer paper goes. So what I like about this digital, obviously there's a lot of peacocks here. I like the colors. There's a cohesive color story going on here. We've got some great background images. And in addition to those, we have a couple, there's a couple more of these pages of cut aparts that I have not printed. I've already cut into some of them, but these guys were printed on 32-pound hammer mill card printer paper. So let's get into my project here. So in order to have like a more solid spine system with room to expand, my thought was I would take this wallpaper that I have. I have a lot of wallpaper. They're not a great variety in terms of color, but definitely a lot of neutral colors and different patterns. And my thought was I would attach these large envelopes onto here. And this one, I added a sheet of thicker book page in here to give it a little stability. So my thought was these would go in here, they would attach the covers. I'd give it a bit of space in here so that there could be some expansion and room for growth. And then I would attach some of these additional envelopes on here. So that's what I was thinking of doing. I was thinking maybe I would attach things to the envelopes first, and then after I've glued some of the smaller ones together, I might go back and put the rest of this together after that. So let's see here. I've got glue stick, I've got Bear the Arts, this one being a large piece that I thought would make a good background here. I think I would just go with the glue stick on this one. And I'm hoping that with this new design, it will stand up better than the last one that I had put together there. So instead of just going forth and decorating everything, I think I would, in this case, kind of look through it and see as I go how much I could stuff it and gauge kind of how much I could put in there by eye. So I think some of these envelopes I will cut out as well. And so this is going to be the back. And I don't want to glue this on here yet because I was thinking some of these other envelopes would flip around and glue to the back side here. So I've got a couple of these different colored ones. I got a bunch of these for free from an estate sale. It was the end of the day and they were closing up, and a lot of these envelopes had not been picked up or purchased by anybody. So I picked them up. And I'd already gone ahead and cut down some of these images to fit on here. We've got, they're slightly different size envelopes. And one of the challenges that I had when I put together the last one was that I didn't give enough room for things to come in and out of, so it was kind of tight there, just with the overall not giving enough space. So here I was thinking on one side I'd have the image, and then on this side I'd make it into a pocket by covering it in some way. So so this one, you'd have one nice image on one side, and then on the other, something like this that could be used, that could be glued down, so on this side, and leave a lot of room for the pocket. So that's the plan here. Maybe I will glue onto this side of the envelope and then just run a bead of glue along the other side there. It is a little tricky to line this up. I noticed that one of the reasons why some of these envelopes had been left behind, I mean, they were fairly old. You can see here that the glue had yellowed a little bit with age. And I guess I'm struggling to get a good alignment there. So here on this side, I want to make sure that I leave enough space so that this could be used as a pocket, but still have this side sealed so things are not coming out. And I think more importantly that there's no temptation to try to stick things in on this side here. If this is glued down solidly, then there'd be less likelihood that somebody like me would try to shove something in there. So here, I was thinking they would go around like this. Oh, I should seal this side while I'm at it. Since I don't intend to have things come in and out of this pocket, this is really for stability, which is one of the lessons I learned from the other journal, that I wanted to make sure that I had a very secure base from which I put these things. So on this side, maybe this guy. I cut these down to size because the sizing on these envelopes was a little fiddly. Some of these envelopes were slightly larger than the others, and I wanted to make sure that I was able to fit on some of the smaller ones. So, and once I'm done with this base, I could come back and add some additional decoration. I was thinking that I might cut into some of these to have either a pocket on the top or on the side. Instead of trying to get in here, I thought it would be better to have it coming around from a different side like that. So in this kit, we have a bunch of these peacocks looking in different directions, so that's going to help with the orientation. So maybe this one would go on this side. Maybe a brighter colored one would go with that. And let's see, I could do something like this. So it could either just be a band to glue it down, or it could be another pocket, although I don't think that's quite necessary here, so maybe I'll just go ahead and glue this down. So this way I still have options. I could still decorate this with something else. Or I could have made it a pocket if I wanted to. I have those different options available. And did I glue it a little too close? Okay, there we go. So my thought was I would get the space together and then I would go back and figure out what I wanted to stuff into these pockets. Part of the issue with that is that since I am closing off these envelopes partially, it kind of affects the space inside. So I might need to make things that are a little smaller to fit in there than what normally would have gone into these envelopes without that space. So here we have this guy on this side. And then maybe the smaller one on top on that side. This one. Which one looks better on pink? Maybe this one? That one looks pretty good, actually. And then on the inside, I could either have a strip or I could have one of these. I think I might need a slightly smaller one than that one. I'd initially organized these, but apparently I've gotten things a little out of whack as I was sifting through my images here. So, could probably move the base out of the way for a moment and then see what I could put on the inside. I could double up the peacocks. Or I thought I had more of these smaller ones to fit in here. Maybe this one? Yeah, this one. So do I go this way or maybe this way? And I wanted to go in this direction. Okay. So yeah, maybe like this. So it's really nice to be able to use all of these envelopes without worrying too much about wasting anything, since I got them all for free. It seemed like, you know, some of them had some age marks, some of them had some stains that didn't seem particularly appealing. But for the most part, these envelopes are pretty good for what I'm doing here. And then here, we're just going to be careful and glue on the edge and leave as much room as we can for the rest of that pocket. And then on this side, we're going to go with this guy. Yeah, let's go with this guy. So this is my first project for a design team, and this is you know, I'm really excited to be part of the Creating with Jovi team, and really excited to get to know the rest of the team members and see how we might work together on different projects. And I believe we have some other things in the works that may be coming up in the near future as we continue to work together. So this one, bright blue on the outside, and then on the inside we could do maybe not that one. We could do this one. Would that be too obvious to have like a bunch of blue on here? maybe this one would work out better. Yeah, okay. We'll go with that. And I'm really happy to have learned from the last project for these envelopes. And I believe that my new design is going to work out better, be more usable, and be something that I am more likely to want to use myself, in addition to looking really pretty. And here I am, since I'm doing this for the design team, I really wanted to showcase these papers before I did additional decoration on top of that. So I'm likely to do a bunch of additional embellishment once I have this done. But I don't know, you know, kind of depends on how much room I have, what I might want to put on here. And could be pretty dimensional, might be pretty flat. It really depends on how much room I have left myself once I put this together. So I do intend to put some sort of fabric or other reinforcement on the spine. I think that I have a lot of lace that I could add if I have room for it. And you know, we'll have to see what other peacocky things I've got around here that I could use for this project. And I know that in some of these cases they're not as straight as they could be, but I'm not as worried as I might have been, because I do intend to have some additional embellishments and such. So if it's not straight, it will be fairly easy to cover up. And part of that is the design of these journals, making it really easy to do so without having a lot of like distinct borders to worry about. This digital is pretty flexible and could be used, you know, with a variety of different embellishments that will help. So here, I think I can go ahead and glue some of these on once I figure out how I want to cut open these pockets. So I was thinking that the bottom ones I might have a top cut, and then the ones on the top I might have a side. So hopefully I will do this without, you know, being too uneven here. And this one also, I was going to be on the side. All right. Did I cut deep enough? And then the other thing I was thinking was the location. If I wanted to have like a circular punch, I could decide which side would, you know, it would make more sense to put that on. So I don't know if I want it on this side because there's more room here, or on this side where it would be less obtrusive because it would just be cutting into this background. I could even get a larger one and have it be more of the decoration, since there's more room here, let's say. Or yeah, so maybe on this one we can go straight in the middle. And then on this side, I guess we could go this way too. I think it might be also a little easier to line up because of the point in the center of the envelope here. So we got those. And then this one, we'll just take a little smidge off the top here. And I don't know if I want to go here or not. I think that would be okay. And then this one as well, up the top. I might need to add a little more glue to this this part here. Now, it looks like it's pretty good. Okay, let's see how it looks on this side. Yep, okay, that's pretty good. And which side would I want this? I guess I would put it on this side too. All right. Well, I didn't pull out my inks, and I might still pull them out later and ink these up, kind of depending on what I want to do with the decorations on top of these. Part of what I'm thinking is, you know, it kind of depends on what other decoration I might want to add there. Maybe I could line these up and just do them in one fell swoop on the back here. All right. Here we go. I'm grabbing my glue pad here. So that I can glue these on. I'm already thinking about how I might want to move on to my the next part of this project. I'm going to want to put in different sized journal cards based on the size of these pockets, these envelopes, and I would also want to you know, have them, I don't know if I would want them in different orientations. I certainly would want the ones with the top flap to have some sort of thing on top that I can hold on to. And then on the bottom, on the ones with the sides, it would have something coming out the side, or otherwise, you know, make it easy to use in that direction. So, all right, we've got these first flips here. We've got room to put different things on the insides of these. We could flip them in different orders. You know, these could all go, you know, in whatever order I want there. So I think that's a great start. Then we've got, we're going to have this as the cover. This is going to end up gluing onto the back here once I'm done figuring out if there's anything else I want to stuff back there. So this is going to go here. This is going to go there. We're going to fold over like this. But I might still want something on this side to kind of wrap over. I'm going to have to decide if there's... I got a bunch of different envelopes that I could orient like this. So, could be like that. It could be that I put something that really wraps over to the front. I'm going to have to think about what envelopes I want to put on the front side as well. Could be like this. Could be multiples, flipping, flapping over the front. And I think I wanted to have, and if I wanted to have more like attached to this one, I also have envelopes of smaller sizes that I might put in here. Or I could use these. I could, one thing that I could do is cut these up into squares or, you know, rectangles, I guess, and like turn them into envelopes as well. So these backgrounds are pretty versatile in that way. So I think, I was thinking I might want to put one like this, but I might actually end up going like this instead. I'll have to fiddle around with these envelopes and see how else I might want to attach them before I commit to gluing these larger envelopes down to the base of the cover here. So thanks for watching, and I will be back with more Peacock fun.